Government officials and politicians have been reflecting on the historic passage of the July 22nd revolution and the political change it brought. Their comments come just days before the celebration of the 19th anniversary of the peaceful takeover orchestrated by the then young Lieutenant Yahya Jammeh, who was later elected first president of the Second Republic. Our Abdunjai sat down with the Secretary General and head of the Civil Service, Mamadou Sabali, who doubles as the Minister for Presidential Affairs, and the Lord Mayor of KMC, Yankuba Koli, to sound their views on the events that unfolded on July 1994.
This is a country cast in a historical past, with a fellowship built on the walls of the July 22nd revolution. Many have ascribed the benefits of the Second Republic to the genuine leadership provided by the then young Lieutenant Yahya Jammeh, who carved the nation's blueprint on the belief that his government can bring about meaningful economic development. His leadership style is one that urges the youth to take ownership of the political, infrastructural, educational and economic transformations created under his leadership.
I remember that Professor Carr, VC, told us, you know what, I mean, just have faith and keep doing what you are doing. I remember he said this in all of he said, Yala Dulan said, no. And then he was right. It turned out perfectly right. Look, I can tell you one thing. My education, my university education in the Gambia, my degree that was attained here in the Gambia, I would not change it for the degree from Harvard University. I am saying this here, Mamadou Sabali. Was the 2013. Come back to me 50 years later, I'll say the same thing. I would not change my Gambian university education for a degree from Harvard or any highbrow university around the world.
Mamadou Sabali was a valedictorian of the graduating class of the Force University program, which laid the foundation of the present-day University of the Gambia. Starting from a humble beginning, the University of the Gambia has now marshaled the entire tertiary institutions in the Gambia under its purview to complete its academic transformation. This is by no means a small achievement for the Secretary General and the head of the Civil Service, who reflects on life under the St. Mary's University Extension Program and the skepticism that greeted the program.
But for me to have gone through the institutions, and it's not just one institution, there are institutions created by the revolution, to rise through that, have my first degree, graduate valedictorian, get employed in this country, in the apex financial institution, that central bank, without having to go through the back door. Then you know that the President Jammeh had opened the doors wide open for everybody to be able to go to school and to be able to work in any institution. To have gone through that, to have risen through that to become National Budget Director, and to be today, by the grace of Allah, the Secretary General and head of the Civil Service, Minister of Presidential Affairs, thanks to the generous confidence that His Excellency the President has bestowed in me, and not just me, because as I said over and over again, my appointment as Secretary General is not just about me. This is the President showing his confidence in the young people of this country, showing his love for young people in this country, even though on our part we have not risen up to his expectations.
It is said that a revolution is only successful if it is embraced by the populace, and this is true of the 1994 takeover. This was the genesis of a new beginning, closing the chapter of a stalled past.
July 22nd revolution, 1994. I could honestly remember that before the night, there was some kind of regime change.
You mean on the eve of the 22nd?
Yes, of course, because then, you know, I'm from Talinda, you know, I have so many soldier friends. The day Jawara was coming to the Gambia, I could vividly remember one of my cousins, who was a staff sergeant then, came and said, some of our soldiers are disarmed at the airport, and Jawara did not even make, you know, a guard of honor. In fact, he drove, and, you know, the convoy met me in Talinding sitting down when they were going.
The Lord Mayor of the Kanifing Municipality, Yankuba Koli, said what obtained then and now are miles apart. The Gambia, according to him, was then a country of the privilege. The celebrity culture was restricted to few.
For us, we were happy about the change because we are not happy with the forced regime.
There is now an entire population living the dream of the revolution, which calls for equal opportunities for all, using the 19th anniversary of the July 22nd military takeover to reflect on the improvements it has brought them. Abdunjai, GRTS.
Leaders of the ECOWAS committee have hailed the recent upturn in political climate in both Mali and Guinea-Bissau, following a period of political uncertainty in the two West African states. The two countries are set for vital elections, processes that are set to take both Bamako and Bissau on the road to new democratic dispensations. Our Babukar Senghor was in Abuja, where the Vice President and Minister for Women's Affairs attended the summit and reports. The ECOWAS authority also endorsed the expansion of the commission, with the Gambia heading the Infrastructure Commission.
The 43rd ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government opened in Abuja, with the situation in Mali and Guinea-Bissau dominating proceedings, as well as the important issue of the memorandum on the expansion of the membership of the Commission from 9 to 15 and the allocation of statutory positions to member states. The two West African states of Mali and Guinea-Bissau have had nightmare experiences in 2012, when democratically elected governments in Bamako and Bissau were forced out of office by elements of the army. Events there spurred regional leaders into action as they embark on efforts at bringing back the rule of law and democratic governance in both countries.
Mr. Chairman, I would also express my gratitude and appreciation to the Malian and French forces, as well as AFISMA, now transformed into MINUSMA, for their courage and sacrifice to free the northern part of Mali from the armed terrorists and criminal groups. I would also like to thank the ECOWAS Commission for their tenacity and fortitude in ensuring that AFISMA received the required technical and financial support from bilateral and multilateral partners.
The process is often slow, but there has been significant development enough for the people of Mali, with help from the international community, plan elections which is scheduled for the end of July, while efforts are underway to quicken the pace of dialogue among stakeholders in Guinea-Bissau.
Excellency, the head of state and government, history will chronicle all the efforts you have made to restore hope in Mali. Since your last session, we have reached new milestones in the gradual stabilization of the country and the consolidation of the political process in Mali.
For a region that has been beset by instability and political upheaval in recent times, recent developments in both Mali and Guinea-Bissau are cause for optimism, prompting political leaders to call for the consolidation of the gains achieved in the past months.
The Gambia is concerned. You know that His Excellency the President is so concerned. And today you've seen the authority of heads of state and government so concerned and commend Mali, especially Jonkunda Traore for the efforts, and commend France, and commend all the friendly countries, even those who lost their lives. For example, Chad was commended. They are not part of the sub-region, but they came to help us. So I think that is commendable. So we have a lot of hope, because there has been the other presidents also in the sub-region have been commended. For example, Burkina Faso, and also even Nigeria, because they were responsible for ensuring peace and stability in both Guinea-Bissau and also in Mali. And as a result of that, we are seeing results. So really, we are hopeful. With peace and stability, at least we can talk about development. The president always says it. He said without peace and stability, there cannot be development. And we are hoping for peaceful elections as well, because we've won both sides. Because losers always don't accept to lose. And there are many political parties who are hoping to become president in the upcoming elections in Mali. In Guinea-Bissau, the same thing. There's peace and stability, but we are hoping that we can have lasting peace and stability in both countries. Because without that, they're in our backyard. Without peace and stability in the two countries, forget about peace and stability in the Gambia.
The summit also saw the adoption of a 15-member commission, with the allocation of statutory positions in accordance with the new structures of the commission. The presidency of the commission will be held by Burkina Faso, with Liberia bagging the vice presidency portfolio. The Gambia heads the Infrastructure Commission.
I think our participation has given us a stable voice in the institution. As you